Looks like we're ready to begin. So thank you for joining us. Ari McDonald, we will begin with questions. Our first question will come from Teresa Walker. Teresa, go ahead and ask your question.
Ari, that defensive effort tonight, to be able to start the game with that run, take control and lead wire to wire and answer each time UConn tried to start a run. What does that say about the defensive effort for you all tonight?
That says we have a stingy defense. I mean, everybody takes pride in their defense, and you've seen that on display tonight.
Our next question will come from Emma. Emma, go ahead.
Hi, Emma Bachelari from Sports Illustrated. To think about where this program has come since you transferred, to look at the lows from when you started to where you are now, just what does it mean to look back and think of what you guys have done?
Man, it's crazy. I can't even describe to you the adversity that myself, my teammates, and my coaches went through, and just like looking back, like reflecting. It's amazing how resilient we are. We never gave up. We kept faith, and we kept working our tails off, and we trust each other, and we would do anything for each other. And I mean, you definitely see that. You've seen how that came about, and how we're just sticking to that. And it's been a crazy 3-4 years here, and just seeing that is definitely momentum.
Our next question will come from Natalie with the New York Times. Go ahead.
Hey, Ari, congratulations. I just wanted to ask, in your last press conference, you said that you had your chance with your teammates, that you were ride or die for them. So I just wanted to know, what did you know that everybody else didn't know back then, that everybody who might have counted you guys out wasn't thinking about?
My teammates are dogs. I mean, it started with me, and I think that effect rubbed off on my teammates this last stretch of playing basketball. And I'm just proud of them. I mean, we had that mentality. We wasn't scared, and I mean, it showed tonight, and I'm just extremely proud of them, and I'm very appreciative of my teammates and my coaches. And we just beat a great team. I mean, UConn, I mean, that's a powerhouse, and I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Our next question will come from Michelle with Arizona Republic. Go ahead.
Congratulations, Ari. You've talked all week, and coaches talked all week about not having the pressure on you and going out and playing loose and playing free. That looked evident tonight, and maybe UConn with the pressure was a little tight. Did you think that was the case?
Definitely. We were the underdog, and I mean, we kind of felt that way all season. And I mean, that kind of boosts our confidence and makes us play harder, that nobody think, we can beat, these top teams, or even just accomplish the things we've accomplished. I mean, they were tight. I mean, my teammates have been playing free this whole tournament. I mean, hey, we're made for it, like Coach says.
Our next question comes from Michelle Smith. Go ahead.
Ari, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got at the end of the game when they're making a run at you, which you probably expected was going to happen. I know that Adia said that on the TV broadcast. Were you feeling pretty calm about it? Did you feel like you guys were still in a good spot?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Everyone knows that basketball is a game of runs. I mean, we knew that we're going to take, a couple of their punches down the stretch. But, I mean, the maturity that my team showed, I mean, we never got rattled. I mean, we just kept, being more feisty on defense, like talking to each other like, hey, we have to lock up, take pride. I mean, we have to value every possession, whether that's defense or offense. And, I mean, we stuck with the game plan.
Our next question comes from Troy Hutchison. Go ahead.
Hi, Ari. This is Troy Hutchison from All Sports Tucson. You guys led the whole entire duration of this game. There were points and times where it was tied. But coming into today's game, everybody talked about how Arizona was a one-person show. But your teammates stepped up big time. You had 2 other teammates in double figures, and I believe 5 different people or maybe 8 different people scored the basketball. Can you just talk about the effort from the whole entire team?
I mean, my teammates, everybody has been perfecting their role. They've been coming up big. I mean, it's not a one-woman show. I mean, I have a great supporting cast. I believe in my teammates, never have any doubt in them. I always boost them up. And, I mean, I'm happy. We can be more balanced. I mean, hey, that's great. It helps me relax, and I can distribute, which I love to do. So, I mean, I'm just extremely proud of my teammates for converting, starting to step up and really perfect their role.
Our next question comes from Chantel Jennings. Go ahead.
Hey, Ari, Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. You and Adia obviously have a really close relationship, but on the sideline, she's very chill. She's smiling a lot. She's laughing a lot. I'm just curious, like, what does that do for the mentality of this team that even in a Final Four game, you have your head coach against UConn, like, cracking jokes, or at least it appears so?
Yeah, definitely. We feed off Coach Barnes' energy. I mean, with her laughing, cracking jokes on the side, it makes us be even more loose. Like, okay, Coach is not uptight right now. She's not tight at all. So I mean, hey, let's have fun. Let's keep on smiling. So her energy is definitely I don't want to say it's definitely it rubs off on us. I mean, it's contagious.
Our next question comes from Nancy Armour with USA Today. Go ahead, Nancy.
Hey, Ari, congratulations. How much were you guys bothered by and motivated by the NCAA leaving you guys out of the pregame video?
Oh, we were highly upset. I mean, we definitely took it as a sign of disrespect. Like, I mean, we all got the call, to go down there and do media, and just for us to be left out, like, it wasn't cool at all. But that was one of our motivations coming in. Like, okay, y'all think it's the final three? Okay, we're going to show y'all. So, I mean, we shocked the world tonight. So, I mean, keep betting against my teammates tonight. We're going to show you wrong. We're going to prove you wrong, so.
Our next question comes from Lindsay. Lindsay, go ahead.
Hey, Ari, Lindsay Schnell, USA Today Sports. To follow up on that, so they did a close-up of the huddle afterward, and it looked like Coach maybe said, F the NCAA? No? Did that happen?
I don't recall hearing that. Maybe because I was pointing to my family, but I definitely didn't hear Coach Barnes say that.
Our next question comes from PJ Brown. Go ahead.
Hi, Ari. This is PJ Brown from the Arizona Daily Star. Ari, you guys took a lead right away. I mean, you just came out and did your thing. Was there a moment, that you're thinking, wow, this is going to happen?
No, I mean, we were confident. I mean, we've been playing with confidence these last 4 or 5 games. So, I mean, we know that the first 5 minutes of the game, they're crucial and they're important. I mean, we were hitting and we were getting stops, playing solid defense. So, I mean, it wasn't like a wow moment. It was like, we're confident. Like, we do this. Like, so, I mean, hey, that's our identity. I mean, we've been doing this from the start and I'm loving it.
Our next question comes from Javier. Go ahead.
Hey, Ari, Javier Morales, All Sports Tucson. Congratulations. I mean, you came out and hit that 3-pointer right at the bat, and then Sam hit one before they even scored. How important was that to make that first one and to get the ball rolling like that?
Oh, that's definitely important. I mean, honestly, Coach Barnes, like, she hates when I take threes on the first possession. But, I mean, she's not going to tell me to stop shooting. But, I mean, I'm feeling it, like, from downtown. So, I mean, obviously I'm about to shoot it. And I was just watching how the defense was playing me. But, I mean, it was momentum. And to see Sam hit that 3, I mean, we can get Sam involved in any way. I love it. I mean, I love her to shoot more. But, I mean, definitely gave us momentum. And it made us play defense even harder.
The next question comes from Ryan. Ryan, go ahead.
Ryan Kellepie, Arizona Desert Swarm. Ari, in the second quarter, you hit a big shot and you did kind of a shoulder shrug, and then you crossed your arms. What was going through your mind in that moment?
I was just thinking in my head, like, I'm the dog. I mean, I'm the stuff. So, I mean, I was just thinking that, like, man, nobody can stop me. That's what I was thinking.
Our next question comes from Michael. Michael, go ahead.
Hi, Ari. Michael Farrar with Berg Sports Network. As you know, Stanford won. You guys won. The Pac-12 is going to be in the national championship. To be in that conference, to see the conference representing, how excited is that for you as a player to represent your conference and facing another conference school?
That's so exciting. I mean, that's a telltale sign that we're the best conference in the country. I mean, for us to do that, I mean, how many times have that happened? I mean, this is crazy. And I mean, we're going up against a talented team. I mean, we know each other. I mean, it's going to be exciting.
Our next question comes from Sunil. Go ahead.
Sunil Sundaraj with Global Women's Sports Radio. Congrats, Ari, you said on the win and advancing to your first national championship game, along with the team. I had to ask you, Ari, 92nd straight game with 10 plus points. That's the longest active streak in Division One. I mean, 90 points in your last 3 games. You've been hitting it from behind the arc. I thought tonight used, your speed, your quickness, especially. I mean, you were giving them fits all night with UConn. Can you just talk about it, in this performance tonight, Ari? Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't do anything, different. I just kept playing my game, taking what the defense was giving me, and I just want to see how they were going to play me, and I did. I mean, it's not checker, this is chess. So I mean, I'm always the next step ahead of my opponent. So I mean, nothing different. I mean, I'm just keep playing my game and stay confident.
Ari, thanks for your time tonight. We've reached our time limit on you tonight. They'll be available again tomorrow for press conferences. We'll next hear from the coach.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
My name is Ari, not Ari. Sorry. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. We'll next hear from Adia Barnes. Congratulations, Coach. First question will come from Lindsay with USA Today.
Hey, Adia, congratulations.
Thank
Lindsay
you.
Schnell, USA Today. First, I'm disappointed that the baby isn't in this postgame with you, but you worked for Mike Neighbors. You're close with Mike Neighbors, and Mike Neighbors beat UConn earlier this year. What did you learn watching his game film?
We play 2 totally different styles. Like, they are just an offensive shooting machine. I mean, they get to the free throw line, they hit tons of threes, so we're really different. So I kind of watched more teams that play a little bit more pressure, and looked at strategy that way. But yeah, I mean, if we could shoot threes like Neighbors, we would have won a lot more games. But yes, he's a mentor, a friend, and someone who I definitely talked to this week leading up to this game.
Our next question comes from Kurt. Kurt, go ahead.
Kurt Burmester, TSN up at Canada. Congratulations, Coach. Just wanted to ask you, some of your players had talked about the disrespect of not being in the video earlier this week. I wonder if you guys drew from that at all and what had been said.
No, we didn't draw from that, but I think that was just another, that was a small thing. That was just another thing that we dealt with. I think it started early, first of all, and I get why. We hadn't been here since uncharted territory, so I get the whole thing. But initially, we weren't mentioned when they were talking about our region. That was the first thing. So those things are motivating. The second thing, in the elite, or we were going to play Texas A&M, we were barely in the highlight video, so it was already them. Everybody thought Texas A&M. And then you fast forward, the next thing was a highlight video. We weren't in it. There was 3 teams. So those are just things that motivate a team. It means nothing. We don't care. We believe in each other. We believe in what we do, and that's just motivating. That's something I'm like, okay, show them. Be on the next video. So it doesn't matter. It just motivates us, and I love it. I love it. I've been an underdog all my life. I've been too small to do this, too that. I'm too inexperienced to do this, and we prove it wrong every time. So I don't care. It just motivates me and my team.
Our next question comes from Emma. Emma, go ahead.
Hi, Adia. Emma Bachelari from Sports Illustrated. I think obviously a lot of focus on Ari's shooting tonight, which was, incredible. But what did you see from her on defense? It was a pretty scrappy, tough game from her on that end of the floor.
I think she's really underrated on defense. I thought, in my mind, she should have been the National Defensive Player of the Year. I think there was no other player that impacts the game on both ends of the floor more. There was no other player that, for the 37 minutes, presses full court and gets steals, rebounds, all these things that she does. So I feel like she's a great defender. She's our catalyst on defense and on offense. And not a lot of players in the country can play on both sides of the ball. So she's a great defender. She disrupts things. She makes it difficult. She didn't allow, Paige to really get in the flow, at the one. So I think that she's just a great defensive player, and our team feeds off her. And then we built our defense around her quickness and her pressure.
Our next question comes from Nancy Armour. Go ahead.
Hey, Adia, congratulations.
Thank you.
Between your game and the Stanford, South Carolina game, there were 2 really high quality, entertaining Just great games to watch. What does that say about the state of the game now? And how great is it to have on this big a stage two just really phenomenal games?
I mean, it's really important for women's basketball because I think today there's so much more parity in women's basketball. Gino, Tara, Don Staley, they're phenomenal coaches with amazing programs. Like for me to get here one time, it doesn't really mean a lot. They've been here so many times. So that's what I aspire to have my program do one day. But it means a lot. I mean, to have a game like, South Carolina and Stanford, it came down to the last shot. And I think that's amazing for women's basketball. It's not fun to see a blowout at this time of year. So that just shows that different people can win, and there's 2 Pac-12 teams. I've been saying all along, Pac-12 is the best conference in the country, hands down. I think this is proof of it. Stanford won the Pac-12. We were second, and we're playing for a national championship. But I think that nowadays there's so many different teams can win. NC State could have won a championship. A&M, a lot of different teams. I think there's so many factors that go into getting this far. It's the right matchups. It's the right momentum at the right time. It's peaking and playing your best basketball and getting hot in March. So I think there's a lot of different things that lead to this, and I don't take for granted how hard it is to get here. It's very hard. All the chips have to fall, the stars have to be aligned, all those things have to happen. And I'm just glad that it happened to us. I'm glad that we got momentum when we needed it, and we're playing some good basketball because I think we're very lucky and fortunate to be here. UConn is an amazing team with one of the best coaches there is, who I respect so much. I mean, they're an offensive machine. They're very hard to guard. They're good on offense, good on defense. They're elite, and we just played a little bit better tonight. But now, would I want to face UConn in a 7-game series? Absolutely not. No, I would not. But I think this time of year, just beating a team once, you just got to get hot. And I thought we played good defense and we disrupted some of their offense, but they're really good.
Our next question comes from Teresa Walker with AP. Go ahead.
Adia, have you had a chance to let it soak in? You mentioned, being able to, be here now. You and your team, you've coached your team to appearance in the national title and a chance to play for a championship Sunday night. Yeah,
no, it's not. It hasn't settled in yet. It's amazing. This was a really hard game. We did not have any pressure. It's a much easier situation to be us than it is UConn, because I think the program is so good. You're expected to win, and that's hard. We had a little bit of experience with that this year, being like a top 10 team or being a top 12 team. It's a little bit harder than it is to be an unranked team just chasing and trying to get wins. So, for UConn, there was more pressure. For us, it's a lot easier to play loose when there isn't pressure. But I'm just happy we got hot at the right time during the tournament. And, if you look back at 2 or 3 weeks ago, we weren't playing our best basketball. So we started to change some things and got better, just became more united right before the tournament and just found ways. And I'm just so proud. Everybody has stepped up in different ways. Everybody from Sam, Kate, Lauren, Helena, Shayna, Ari, Bendu, Trinity, everybody has done a little bit more. And that's all I can ask for. They're playing their hearts out. They believe. I believe. We don't care if anybody believes. And I did not cuss out the NCAA. I did say a cuss word. And the cuss word is basically like, forget everybody. It was a little bit more of a chosen word, but forget everybody if they don't believe in us, because we believe in us. And that is my team, and I believe in them, and I will run through a wall for them. And I'm just so proud because they do whatever I ask. They believe, and that's all I can ask for at the team. They play hard for me, and so I give it my all, and that's always going to, at the end of the day, whether we won or lost, if we play the hardest and we do everything we can control, then I was going to be happy with the result, and I could walk away with my head up. So I'm just so proud of this team.
Our next question comes from Michelle Smith with the Pac12.com. Michelle, go ahead.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
I want to talk about the Pac-12 for a minute in the context of a season where nobody played a lot of non-conference games. Who you played in your conference and how good they made you mattered. And so what does that tell us about the Pac-12 that you guys built in here?
So the Pac-12, I think a lot of people thought that the Pac-12 was crazy for going to 22 conference games because it's like the gauntlet. It's very difficult. to play at the level we play every single weekend. But I think that you're seeing and you saw in the tournament is paid dividends, because for us going against UCLA's, Oregon State's, Oregon, Stanford, the whole Pac-12 season, it got us ready for this time. And I really, truly believe that. I think we had a slight advantage today because we've guarded a ton of, chin action, a ton of it this season, guarded it with Stanford because they're like an offensive machine. And so it gave us a little bit of preparation, and playing against some really good teams, I think, prepared us for this moment. Now, where us as a program, it kind of hurt us not playing those 12 or 13 non-conference games, because that's usually where we can work out some kinks. We could refine our defense and some just deficiencies we had early. And we were trying to do those things and work out some things in the Pac-12, so that was a little bit more challenging. But I felt like we did a great job. We got better, and we were getting better against really good competition. So the Pac-12 is just, I think, superior to other conferences. I think it's the best conference in the country, and I think it's showing because you have two teams in a national championship game, and no one would have thought that.
Your next question comes from Kim Doss with Arizona Desert Storm. Go ahead, Kim.
Hi, Adia. It seemed like they started fouling really early at the end of the game. Were you at all surprised by that? And what were you thinking when that?
No, I wasn't surprised, because if you look at the way we shoot free throws lately, I was not surprised. We're actually sometimes shooting the three better than free throws. So no, I wasn't surprised. I think that we missed some pressure free throws down the stretch that I felt like we should have made. I mean, 22 for 31 from the free throw line, that's not great. So I was not surprised they did that. I think a couple times, I don't know if they were trying to, but we got some calls. I think trapping Ari is very difficult, and I think she did a good job of drawing fouls. I mean, Ari got fouled 9 times in the game. That's a lot. So 9 out of our 23. So I thought that we made the big one when it counts, but sometimes we only made 1 out of 2, and those are important free throws. So we have to do a better job of that tomorrow, or on I don't even know what day it is, on Sunday. I have no idea what day it is. We've been here for 3 weeks.
Our next question comes from PJ Brown. PJ,
Hi,
go
Adia.
ahead.
It's
Hi, PJ.
PJ from the Arizona Daily Star. What did it mean to you, and how did it feel to have the entire stadium full of Arizona fans, former Arizona basketball players, some of your teammates, some that came after you? The whole place is rocking tonight.
Yeah, it meant a lot. I mean, like, we've never been here. I mean, last year we didn't even go to the tournament, so no one would have thought we'd be here. I had so much love from everybody, and it just fills my heart that the first thing, Lauren Jackson, one of my best friends from my playing days in the WNBA, is texting me from Australia, just having surgery, so I hope she recovers well. Like Sue Bird, all my Tully, all my WNBA teammates, and then all Arizona alumni flying from all over the country to come here and just celebrate with us. And, Jason Terry, all my friends just came down to support me, and it just means the world to me. All my former players from Washington, Kelsey Plum, like Jenna Moser, just Amber Malgoza, all these people showing love, it means the world to me. What we did today, I think we shocked the country. I just couldn't be more happy to look up and see all the red, because I know UConn has amazing fans that I feel like they're everywhere. You always see UConn fans everywhere. So I thought that our fans were just happy, excited, and a lot of red in the stands. So that feels good. We didn't do it alone. And remember, our players and these players have not played with fans the whole year. So it wasn't even a packed arena like it should because of the pandemic, but there was still love and support. And I think that, we play hard for everybody, and, we play with heart. So just happy our fans could be here to celebrate. I know our President Robbins, our AD, Dave Hickey, Jason Terry flew down. He's on the men's staff, but a friend of mine since college. I actually watched him win a championship when he was in college. We actually were in college together, but he won under Lute Olson. So hopefully he can witness us winning. But yeah, it just feels great to just see all the love and support.
Our next question comes from Doug Feinberg. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
Hamburg JP, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I apologize if you asked this already, but is it helpful as you're playing Stanford, a team you probably know pretty well, and only one day to get prepared for them, as opposed to South Carolina you've never played, so to speak?
Yeah, it does help, but not that I love playing I wouldn't love playing Stanford or South Carolina, but yeah, it does help because we have played them. They've beat us twice this year, so they have to beat us a third time. But I mean, Stanford is so good. They have so much depth. They're young. They're extremely talented. Very hard to play against. So it's going to be a tough game. But at this time of the year, everything's tough. South Carolina's tough too. They're both coached by phenomenal coaches, some of the best in the business. So yeah, but it does help that we've played them. We're familiar. So I think that's definitely an advantage. But now we got to go out and do it on the court, which is the hard part.
We have time for about 2 more questions. The first one will come from Troy Hutchison. Go ahead.
Hi, Coach Burns. Troy Hutchison, All Sports Tucson. Tonight, your defense, as usual, really got in the way of UConn, but do you think it was an advantage having a senior-heavy team versus a team with a bunch of freshmen that have never been in this moment?
Well, I mean, we have 2 seniors. Well, actually 3, but yeah, Sam has a choice to come back. So, yeah, I think it does help for just experience. I mean, Paige is a phenomenal player, one of the best in the country. But she is a freshman, and I think that it does help having some senior leaders that it's their last time. Ari, it could have been my last game coaching her. So I think there's a different sense of urgency, but Paige and UConn, these are high-level players. I mean, they're mainly a team of talented, mainly All-Americans or USA basketball. So they have a lot of experience. So different experience than we do. I think, Sam, Ari, this is our first time being in these situations. We didn't get to go to the tournament last year. We didn't have that experience. Our last one-and-done experience was the NIT, which is very different. So, I'm just proud that we were able to beat a really good team that's really hard to guard. And I was not comfortable even up 5 points in a minute and a half. Like, it's scary against them because this year they've sold a lot of games down the stretch. So, the clock couldn't run faster. But just proud we found a way to bear down and get stops. And we beat a really, really good team. And, we just played a little bit better tonight. But like I said, I would not want to face them in a series because they're very, very good.
Our final question tonight will come from Christina. Christina, go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
From some Girls Talk Sports TV. My question for you is, tonight you made history as the 5th Black head coach to advance to a national championship round. What does this moment mean to you in terms of the significance of it, and what is your message for young girls and boys who may be looking at you right now for inspiration?
It means a lot, and I actually didn't know that. It just means the world. I think I represent a lot of different things, but representation matters. Opportunities matter. And when we're given opportunity, we can flourish. I was given an opportunity by an AD that believed in a young coach that had only been coaching 5 years. And this is only my 5th year as a head coach. I was a 5-year assistant, a 13-year pro, and now this is my 5th year as a head coach. But someone believed in me and saw something in me that maybe I didn't even see in myself at the time. So we're not just recruiters. We can recruit, but we're not only recruiters. So don't allow yourself as a female, as a Black female, to be pigeonholed into one thing. Learn, work on your trade, study, pull someone else along as a woman of color, and aspire big and do big things. And don't let yourself be pigeonholed in one thing. Because I think given the opportunities, we can definitely flourish. And also, as a former WNBA player, work hard, like you worked on your game and you worked all those years to be pro. Work to be better. And when we're given the opportunity, we have to be successful. Because I know the reality is, as a Black female, if I get fired, I probably will not be recycled. And that's the facts, and that's what happens in this profession. Most Black women do not, if you look around the country, they do not get a second opportunity. And that's unfortunate. So I think that people like me with a voice, Dawn, who I look up to and I just respect more than anybody, we give people opportunities because a lot of other people do. So reach for the sky. Don't settle. And you can be a woman of color and be a head coach at a big Power 5 job. You don't have to be afraid to be a mom and be a coach. I have a baby on the side of the night. I'm up at night with a baby. So you can have a 6-month-old, you can do a job. You don't have to stop coaching because you're a mom. You know, you can be a former player, go and work and learn how to teach. That's what I'm doing. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I'm working at my trade. I'm trying to be the best I can be. I aspire to be like Dawn, to be like Tara, to be like Gino. It's easy to come here once. It's difficult to come here multiple times. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm so blessed that it's me that's made history. It's very meaningful. And honestly, it makes me coach a little harder. It was stressing me out for a couple of days because I was like, whoa, you know, I got a lot of shoes to fill. You know, like being like the only WNBA player, the second one, you know, being the only Black female, you know, being this, being that, being the only mom. I was like, whoa, getting stressed out for a second, but I'm just going to do my best, do it with my heart. And hopefully, if I can inspire one person, then I'm happy. Because I'm never going to win enough games. I'm never going to win everything because you're never going to win enough as a coach. But if I can inspire someone else to be the next head coach or bring someone else along, then I'm happy and I'm satisfied. And I can leave this profession knowing that I left my mark, just like Vivian Stringer and just like these other legends have done, just like Carolyn Peck. But to receive messages from those two, it means the world to me. To receive messages from Dawn and people that care and want me to be successful, it makes me work harder and it motivates me more.
Coach, thank you for your time this evening.
you.
Congratulations on a great win. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you.